Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield, right here on Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there is doing great. Doing desire, intention, belief. What's more important? I think sometimes there's a little bit of confusion around some of the word choices we use, and not really necessary to do that in the big picture. But desire, and I've had some comments out there for that matter, they're kind of unique. They're kind of interchangeable. They work together. They work apart from each other. So desire, intention, belief. Like, what is really, really going on with these three components? Desire, it's kind of like your will or your passion. Somehow you're yearning, right? You can have that strong pull towards something, that strong energy that comes from within, that wells from within. This desire can push you to run marathons. Desire can push you to the highest extremes, to the next level in your professional career. Desire can push you to that next person that you're looking to experience time with, right? Desire is a burning that comes from inside, an actual yearning. It's a very powerful factor that will lead us. And a lot of times this desire can come from just sheer love, can come from your soul, can come from some place inside that just really will push us. And what I think is really profound, and it's what one gentleman that's been commenting is really, really fond of desire, and I don't disagree by any means, but what he feels, and I think is true, is desire does have the ability to burn through other limitations, such as belief, right? Your desire can be so strong, and you can actually have a belief that's maybe negative, but your desire is so intent and so strong that you can actually burn through that belief, right? You can actually force your will through the belief and actually cause it to happen. Now, how that kind of occurs, it's not so much just the desire, if you will. It's the fact that you have such a strong desire pushing you that your belief begins to melt. The belief is still holding you back. The belief is still a handbrake, but your desire is burning through that friction. It's kind of like leaving on your handbrake on your car, right? And you leave it up a little bit, and you drive around for a long time, you actually find that you wear out your brake, and now you've got to actually pull it up a little further to get the same level of slowing that you did when you just barely had it clicked up. So that's exactly kind of how desire will work. It will burn through that, and it will overpower that handbraking. Now, again, there's still a handbrake, there's still some friction, there's still some slowing, but you kind of go past it, you push through it. It's a good way to get through exercise, too, that desire to kind of get through the exercise, the way you feel after. Like, a lot of times it's kind of a similar, like, I'm going to do this, training. Just a lot of these kinds of things are usually pushed from internal. Usually requires a great deal of self-control, of discipline, right? But desire is that, you just feel it. So whenever you're coming, at manifesting from a desiring standpoint, from a desire perspective, it's a very, very powerful level of feeling. And you can get to that by imagining them, by loving them, by thinking about, there's different ways that you might be able to get yourself to that level of, I have to be with them, I'm going to be with them, this is definitely going to happen. And that desire will push you through any sort of limitations that might pop up. Now, some of the other limitations, which I've talked about frequently, are beliefs. So what we think, what we say, what we do, it's how we manifest. And then beliefs, I frequently call, are like the cookie cutter at the end of a pastry bag, right? Making that little star-shaped cookie. That's your belief. Your belief is what you can and can't do. Now, you can believe in limiting things. So you can believe that I'm not capable of doing this, or I can believe that all rich people behave a certain way, or I can believe I'll never have that car because it's just too nice. Why would I spend that kind of money on a car? Or I can never have that person because they're famous, or I can never have this individual because why would they talk to me, right? Like, you can have all these crazy beliefs that are going to limit you. Or you can also have beliefs that are the opposite, that are pushing you, that are like, I believe I'm getting that job. I know I'm going to get that job. This job and I are perfect for each other. I know there's no way that this is not mine. I'm getting there. That's really horrible negative I just said, but I'm definitely going down that path. I'm definitely going to create this outcome in my life. She's definitely going to be with me. There's no question about it. She has to. We have such an awesome chemistry together. Why wouldn't we be together? That belief can drive you further. It's changing the little cookie cutter into something different. Now, instead of a star, maybe it's something magnificent. Maybe it's a rainbow. I don't know, whatever, But now, all of a sudden, our belief is wide open. or a belief is so strong in that it can occur, that next to nothing can change that. Again, desire is super strong, and desire can burn through negative beliefs. Beliefs by themselves, without any sort of serious desire, can certainly limit you or can expand. Now, boy, the really cool thing is when you've got desire and a powerful belief that suggests that, yes, this is definitely happening. Now you've got two of these working together, and that is like extra powerful, right? That's like taking it to that next level. It's all of a sudden you've got all this extra oomph behind your manifestation because you're coming at it from these two very powerful. Belief is super strong, definitely opens things up. Desire's got that really strong emotional component behind it. So between the two of those things, now you've got this really amazing experience that is waiting for you on the other side. And as I've talked about frequently, really, without getting too terribly difficult and confusing with all this belief and intent or desire, you've got intention. This is an intention-based universe. That's really one of the key ingredients that tends to make the world go round is our intentions. Really doesn't require a whole lot more than that. If you're not putting any negative beliefs, any sort of limiting beliefs on yourself, the very intention of wanting a certain outcome or of desiring a certain outcome, just the intention, universe, this is something I'd like to experience, boom, really needs little more. I've created plenty of things in my life just by the very nature of saying, yes, I would like to experience that. Don't really think of it a whole lot more, and it comes down the road and it happens. Now, is this something that I have to have immediately? No, and I generally don't look at things that way anyways. Like if it's something I feel like I need to have right now, I kind of step back from it and go, all right, why is there such a strong need? Because that's not necessarily going to benefit any of this for me, right? That's not going to help this happen quicker. So putting that intention out there, deciding that this is what I'm going to do. I intend to do this. Universe, I'm letting you know this is the direction I'm going. I'm going to be getting a new job. I'm going to be getting together with so-and-so. Them and I are going to start communicating with each other. We're going to contact each other. We're going to bump into each other. That's what we're going to do. That's what I'd like to experience. That's your intention. Now, again, if you've got a belief that doesn't allow for that because we can't bump into each other because they're famous, because whatever, that belief will limit you. That's that handbrake. If you've got a strong desire to be with that person and all that, then that can burn through the belief, and certainly the intention's already there because the intention's part of that desire, right? My intention when I've got a strong desire is to be with the thing I'm desiring. So when we can get these things all working together, when you can actually get all three of these sort of focused in the same direction, we become like manifesting machines. Nothing can stop you. When you can get all of these things rolling in the same direction, you've got a very powerful wheel. I've talked about it as that big Price is Right, the Price is Right wheel, right? Where the old ladies would always try to spin it and they had to get it around at least one time, right? Once that wheel gets going, it's harder and harder to slow it down. It gets a lot of power and momentum. So by using these three things, your beliefs, your desires, and your intentions, you can create anything in your life, any circumstances in your life, with anybody in your life. If you believe it's possible, if you desire it to be so, and if this is your intention and will, and you're going to work in that direction and do what pops up in your life and move forward when the opportunity is given, meaning maybe they call you, so you need to call them back, or maybe they text you, maybe you bump into each other and it requires you to communicate with each other. Some people are like, I don't know, I don't want to talk, I'm so nervous. Well, you got to communicate. If you're going to have a relationship with someone at some point, you're going to have to talk to them, right? So get all these things in a row, get them all moving in the same direction, and your success is almost assured. Beliefs, desire, intention, extremely powerful. They're going to take you to the next level for sure. And without a doubt, you're going to see some major improvements when you get these things aligned. Hopefully this helps, makes a little difference in your life. Going out with a great song by the Smiths called How Soon Is Now. It's right here on Dan RadioStyle.
Nothing in particular. You shut your mouth, how can you